Right then guys, how's it going and welcome back to your football predictions. Another prediction video for you guys, Game Week 16. Those were my predictions from Game Week 15. I actually did okay this week for a change. I got 2 correct scores. I was right that Newcastle would beat Burnley 1-0. And I was also right that Leeds and Brentford would draw 2-2. We had loads of predictions from you guys on the last video, so thank you to everyone again for getting involved. Over 130 comments that I went through yesterday, so thank you to everyone who got your comment in. We had a handful of people who got 3 correct scores, and normally 3 correct scores could be enough to win it, but this week we had 3 people with 4 correct scores. So this week's winners are Jordan, Mac and Saints. So thank you to everyone again for getting involved, and well done to you 3 for getting the most correct scores on the last video. And remember, if you want to be shouted out in my next predictions video, be sure to get your predictions down in the comments below for this weekend's Premier League fixtures. But as always, we will go through those games together now. So I say weekend's Premier League football. The Premier League actually starts on Friday night. This week, 8 o'clock on Sky, we have got Brentford taking on Watford. I should say, if you are watching this video a little bit late, maybe on the Friday night, maybe on the Saturday morning, don't worry if you missed the Friday night game. Still get your predictions in for the weekend. I'll pick them up on Friday, and then I'll pick them up again on Saturday morning. So, Brentford taking on Watford. 2 promoted sides, both of which have had a decent start to the season. Brentford in 13th. Obviously started off extremely well, have been quite exciting to watch, scoring goals, conceding goals. Watford sitting in 17th, so just above the relegation zone, and in fairness, they've been quite fun to watch as well. Unfortunately, they've probably conceded more than they've scored. Did lose against Man City at the weekend. Brentford drew against Leeds 2-2, as I said, at the weekend. Prediction-wise, I've gone for a similar result for Brentford again. I've gone 2-2. I'm hoping this can be a fun one to watch. I think it's quite tough to possibly pick a winner there. So, yeah, I've gone down the line, sat on the fence a little bit. Score draw. Moving on to this Saturday at 12:30 on BT Sport, we have got Manchester City taking on Wolves. Man City now top of the league following their win at the weekend, and it's actually the last 5 games, Premier League games in a row they've won now, so they are on a really good streak. And as I say, it was Watford the beat at the weekend, taking on Wolves, who are sitting in 8th place. Again, have been playing much better in recent weeks, although did lose against Liverpool at the weekend, which was always going to be a tough game. And I think playing against Manchester City will be another tough game, so I've gone 2-0 to Man City in that one. Moving on to the 3 o'clock kickoffs now, we have got Arsenal taking on Southampton. Arsenal finally found some form after what had been a tetchy start to the season, but did lose their game on Monday night against Everton 2-1. I actually watched Arteta's interview where he basically said he was unhappy with the performance. And in fairness, Everton had 2 goals ruled offside by Richarlison, so it could have been more. Was a last-minute goal to Everton, but still I would say they deserved to win that game. Taking on a Southampton side, currently sitting in 16th place. Form-wise, have been a little bit all over. In the last 6, they won 2, then they lost 2, then they drew 2, drawing most recently against Brighton 1-1 at the weekend. So, I know, obviously, Arsenal's form hasn't been too good after getting better, then losing, I think, 3 of the last 4. I have still backed them in this one. I've gone 1-0. Again, as I say, although Arsenal haven't been as great, I would still say they have a better side. Although, who knows, maybe Southampton can pull something off there, but I've gone 1-0 Arsenal. Moving on, still on the 3 o'clock games, we have got Chelsea taking on Leeds. As I say, Chelsea now moving down to 3rd place in the league following Manchester City's win and Chelsea's loss against West Ham at the weekend. obviously a fantastic win for West Ham there. Taking on a Leeds side who are another team, I would say plugging away in the league, sitting in 15th place. 1 loss in the last 7. 2 wins, 4 draws, and a draw against Brentford at the weekend, as I said. So, although, as I say, Leeds have only lost 1 of the last 7, I think it will be a tough fixture against Chelsea. And in fact, Leeds have got a really tough fixture list in December altogether. So this could be the start of a poor run for them. So I've gone 2-1 Chelsea. They'll want to make up for the fact that they lost against West Ham in the last game and, try and get the good form back. Next up in the final game at 3 o'clock, we have got Liverpool taking on Aston Villa. So Liverpool, 2nd place, Aston Villa in 10th place. 2 sides here who have been on good form in recent weeks. Liverpool have won the last 4 Premier League games in a row, and Aston Villa, since Steven Gerrard coming in and sorting them out, have won 3 of the last 4. Liverpool beating Wolves 1-0 and Aston Villa beating Leicester 2-1 at the weekend. So wins for both at the last weekend. I've gone Liverpool. I know Steven Gerrard, the Aston Villa manager, is going back to Anfield. I've no doubt he'll get a big cheer off both the home and the away fans. And who knows, maybe he can pull off an upset. As I say, he has been getting something out of these players, and I've no doubt he'll have them riled up for this one. But it's just, again, it's hard to not say Liverpool, to be honest, just because how good they are. Moving on now to the 5:30 kickoff on Saturday, which is on Sky, and it is Norwich taking on Manchester United. So Norwich, obviously bottom of the league at the moment, but have definitely been playing better with the new manager in charge. And obviously Manchester United, they now have their new manager in charge, Ralphie, who got his first win in charge against Crystal Palace at the weekend. Both teams are actually on quite similar form in the last 7, and you'll be able to see it on screen as well. Last 7, Norwich have lost 3, drawn 2, won 2. Manchester United have lost 3, drawn 1, won 3. So similar-ish. Obviously, Manchester United won their game at the weekend. Norwich lost their game against Spurs, and I've gone 1-0 to Manchester United. I think Norwich can, put in a good effort, and who knows, a home game against the Man United team who haven't been in the greatest of form recently. Maybe they can pull up a bit of a something off there, but generally I've just got to go Manchester United, I think. Moving on to the Sunday now at 2 o'clock, and it's not on TV. We have got Brighton taking on Spurs. So Brighton again, another team who I would say are plugging away. Started the season really well, sat in 9th place. Of the last 7 have drawn 5 and lost 2. So I'm not actually sure how long it's been since Brighton actually won a game. I know they've just been drawing loads recently. But still, it's a point on the board, and they've sat in the top half of the table. 1-1 against Southampton, their game at the weekend. Taking on a Spurs side who are now sat up in 5th. Conte has finally managed to get something out of them. Have won their last 3 Premier League games in a row. Managed to score 3 goals against Norwich. Kane didn't score, though. Kane likes scoring against Norwich, and I actually put him in my fantasy team specifically for that game, and he didn't do anything, so that was a bit disappointing. But I've gone 2-0 Spurs there. Again, that's Brighton like a draw, so maybe it could be 1-1, but I think of the 2 teams, I think I'll back Spurs in that one. Next up again at 2 o'clock, but still not on TV, we have got Burnley taking on West Ham. Burnley sitting in 18th place again. Another team who, to be fair, despite sitting in 18th place, were actually undefeated for 5 games in the Premier League. But, sitting in 18th, I know most of them were draws, but still, undefeated for 5 isn't bad going, until they lost against Newcastle at the weekend, taking on a West Ham side who, again, sitting in 4th place, have overall been really good this season. Had dipped in form in the last couple of games, but certainly bounced back, beating Chelsea 3-2. And I've backed West Ham 3-1 win. Again, I think they'll have the confidence back following the game at the weekend, and we'll try and push on from here. Next up again at 2 o'clock, but this one is on TV. It's on Sky, and it is Leicester taking on Newcastle. So Leicester sitting in 11th place, have been really up and down this season. Lost against Aston Villa 2-1 at the weekend. They've got the Europa League coming up this Thursday. They've got a lot of injuries at the minute. They are really struggling with set plays, and what I'm basically trying to do is big up how Newcastle might hopefully get a result this weekend. Newcastle, as I say, got their first win of the season finally against Burnley at the weekend, and if Newcastle were only 3 other teams in the Premier League has a team not won in the first 14, and all of those 3 teams got relegated. So if Newcastle are able to now not get relegated, they will be the first team ever to not win in the first 14 and stay up, which I think is going to be a big task, to be honest. But as I say, Newcastle finally got a win, taking on a Leicester side who are not playing great, who do have a lot of injuries, are trying to mix and match between Europa League and the weekend. Jamie Vardy, who is obviously a fantastic striker, isn't able to play every game. Hopefully he might not be there at the weekend. I've gone 1-1. As I say, I've kind of bigged up how I hope Newcastle might get 3 points, but at the same time, it's Leicester are still a really good side. You know, they won the league not long ago. They've pretty much been a top 6 contender for seasons since. So I think 1-1. I think a point away from Newcastle would still be a very good point. And then finally, on the Sunday at 4:30 on Sky, we have got Crystal Palace taking on Everton. So Crystal Palace sitting in 14th place. By all means, have been having a really good season, but have lost their last 3 Premier League games in a row now, including the game against Man United at the weekend. Taking on an Everton side who, again, had not been doing very well. Obviously, a lot of criticism going out to Agent Rafa, who has not been quite doing so good, despite what was a great start with Townsend, and as I say, despite what was a poor start, they did manage to do something on the Monday night with the win against Arsenal. Gray, one of Rafa's signings, came good and got him a winning goal. So got 1-1 there again. I know Everton did get a win under their belt, but generally haven't been that good. And Crystal Palace are quite a compact team, so I can see it maybe being a bit of a boring one. But who knows? Hopefully I'm wrong, and it'll be an exciting one with lots of goals. But those are all of my predictions up there for Game Week 16. Be sure to get your predictions for these games down in the comments below. As I say, I will check on the video before the first game kicks off, which is Friday at 8 o'clock, and I will make a note of all of your predictions. But as I say, I will come back Saturday morning before the Man City Wolves game kicks off as well. So if you are watching this late and you still want to get involved, predictions for the weekend, that's fine if you missed the Friday night game. And as I say, I go through everyone's predictions, I go through everyone's comments, I find out who got the most correct scores, and I will shout them out in my next predictions video, which will be possibly Monday night, maybe even Sunday night, because we have got more midweek games next week as well. So be sure to keep your eyes out. As I say, depending on how quick I can get on after the Crystal Palace Everton game, it could be Sunday night. If not, it'll definitely be Monday. So keep your eyes peeled. Thank you for watching as always. If you're still watching, 13 minutes later, be sure to hit that like button if you enjoy these videos, and subscribe. Again, I know loads of you guys watch and even comment on my prediction videos, but haven't actually subscribed to the channel yet, and we are getting really close to 25,000. Be amazing if I could get that before the end of the year. So thank you all for watching as always. Like, comment, subscribe. Enjoy the football, and I'll catch you later.